Public policy and regulations are classified as social or economic. I believe that there should be limited government regulation of businesses. This is necessary for multiple reasons. Freedom of businesses and society. One example would be it's socially beneficial. Another reason is for flexibility in decision making, which allows companies to maintain initiative in meeting both market and social forces. There is limited costs incurred due to only necessary regulations. Usually, overregulation constrains how businesses operate. Regulation has a pendulum type of nature. Due to this, many businesses have developed strategies to influence elected officials and government regulators at the federal, state, and local level. Overregulation can many times be unprofitable for business due to high costs incurred in multiple areas that are affected yet unrelated to the initial safety question being posed, for example. Also, another reason it's because of lawsuit and fines. In 2011, Obama reviewed regulations that were still being enforced and found that about 24 were burdens and costly for businesses, therefore making them unnecessary. Thus, he removed them. The changing nature of public policy proved to be costly here. Overregulation at its finest. Also, it increases barriers to entry. Deregulation occurred in 2012. Obama spoke about cutting taxes and red tape for small businesses. He wanted to make this policy active. He understood the private sector. Many also realized the role of the politicians and executive level decision makers, such as CEOs at this time. CEOs and executive level position fillers were the ones that were pretty much blamed for bringing down the economy, and they were demanding favors from Congress at that time still. Overregulation causes small businesses to mainly rely on banks for capital. Four sources that may harm the economy and stop small businesses from succeeding would be banking regulations, insurance regulations, thrift regulations, and merger regulations that impact economic growth. To lower barriers, restructuring of regulation had to occur at that time. Another example would be that overregulation isn't necessary. There's really no purpose for it. It's unfair. Fines are excessive also. A limited government is necessary. There's multiple reasons why. It allows for rapid innovation. Businesses have more control over the functions and operations. There's freedom to input policy and to make new policies, change policies. There's a bigger opportunity. So the barriers of entry for small businesses are lowered. For example, with the healthcare example in the textbook as well, it changes the way businesses function in the sense that there's no monopolization. The amount of monopolies are reduced. Consumers set prices instead of the government. There's also free market exchanges. The government's not necessarily involved in the regulation, and there's an influence of ethical questioning as well.